1760 Canada. Montreal is the last major French stronghold in North America, and around the city, the noose is slowly tightening. For a year now, the French position has been collapsing. Quebec fell to the British in 1759. The Royal Navy controls the Atlantic, no French reinforcements can cross. Several allied indigenous nations withdraw, seeing the balance of power shift. Food and gunpowder are running out, some units have only days left. Meanwhile, the British armies advance in a perfectly coordinated maneuver. Sources differ on exact numbers, but historians estimate a combined force of 11,000 to 18,000 men advancing in 3 columns. One army from Quebec up the St. Lawrence River, another from the Great Lakes after the fall of Fort Niagara, and a third from Lake Champlain after the capture of Carillon and Île-aux-Noix. Montreal can field only 2,500 to 3,500 defenders, exhausted soldiers, weakened militia, demoralized officers, and no hope of reinforcements. The psychological pressure becomes crushing. Each new week brings worse news. Fortresses along the St. Lawrence fall one by one. The British tighten their air command, famine looms, indigenous allies refuse to die for a cause already lost. The population understands the truth. To resist would mean turning Montreal into ruins for nothing. Vaudreuil makes an unthinkable choice. On September 8, 1760, before a single battle is fought, the governor sends a message to General Amherst. He asks for the surrender of the entire colony, not just Montreal. Why? Because he knows resistance would be militarily impossible, logically suicidal, and humanly disastrous for civilians. Amherst accepts. Montreal surrenders without battle, without bloodshed, defeated by strategy and psychological pressure alone. Amherst wins by the simultaneous pressure of three armies, the total isolation of the French, the exhaustion of their resources, and the absence of any hope of relief. The war was won before it began. Exactly as Sun Tzu wrote, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. 342 BC, Alexander the Great marches toward Egypt. For 2 years, he has crushed the Persian Empire, the largest power in the world. At the Granicus shattered the Persian army of Asia Minor in a single charge. At Issus, he faced Darius III himself and set the king of kings fleeing in humiliation. Then he conquers the great Phoenician cities, securing the eastern coast. Everywhere he goes, 2 things arrive first: his soldiers and his reputation. Fast, relentless, always victorious. When he nears Memphis, Egypt's cultural and strategic capital, the situation is already fragile. Satrap Sabaces died at Issus, the remaining Persian troops are weak and isolated, and the Egyptians, tired of Persian rule, see Alexander as a better future. So the local elites make a simple calculation: to resist is suicide, to surrender means saving the city and their power. According to Arya and Quintus Curtius, Memphis opens its gate before Alexander even prepares an assault. A delegation arrives and offers surrender. There is no major battle. Alexander enters as master, but he respects local tradition. He honors the sacred upright bull, he's proclaimed pharaoh, Egypt changes hands without a fight. This is not a victory won by swords, it's a victory won by reputation, strategy, and psychology. Exactly as Sun Tzu taught centuries earlier, the great general wins before the battle even begins. 1664 Manhattan has been a Dutch colony for 40 years. Its capital is called New Amsterdam. The city is prosperous but vulnerable, likely fortified, far from Europe, very alone. Across the ocean, England makes its move. King Charles II grants the colony to his brother, the Duke of York. Weeks later, an English fleet sails into the bay. It's commanded by Richard Nichols. Many ships, guns clearly visible, the message is obvious. Force is here, ready to strike. In New Amsterdam, Governor Peter Stuyvesant wants to fight, but reality sets in quickly. The city's leader refuses war. A siege would destroy everything, no reinforcements are coming. Against the Royal Navy, defeat is certain. So another kind of war begins. The English offer terms of surrender, religious freedom, protection of property, preservation of trade rights. In other words, the city will survive if it yields. Under pressure from his own people, Stuyvesant gives in. In September 1664, New Amsterdam opens its gates. No long siege, no major battle, the colony changes hands without fighting. The city is immediately renamed New York in honor of the Duke of York. A total victory went through credible threat, diplomacy, and rational calculation. Exactly as Sun Tzu taught, the highest art of war is to win without fighting. For our third example, forget armies and cannons. Welcome to a battlefield Sun Tzu never imagined, social media. Today, a state can weaken an enemy without firing a single shot, by shaping public opinion, by sowing division between citizens, by exploiting internal fractures. Disinformation campaigns, fake accounts, algorithmic manipulation, social networks have become invisible weapons. We can shape how society thinks, influence elections, polarize opinion without ever setting foot on the ground. No invasion needed, no territory to seize, no army required. Victory happens in people's minds, and sometimes it's secured before the target even realizes it's under attack. And that Sun Tzu would have approved. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there will be any more video on this channel. A big thank you to you who supported this project. I really enjoyed it and I hope you did too. No matter what, take care of yourself. Ciao!